Good afternoon and welcome to From Where We Are, stories of news and culture through the lens of Southern California and USC. I'm Liam Wadey.
And I'm Aditya Tyag. We're coming to you live from Studio B in USC's Annenberg Media Center. It's Thursday, October 16th, 2025.
On today's show, we hold on to our hats for USC's Great Shakeout Earthquake Drill, get a taste of Dubai chocolate, and take a seat at the State of Black LA conference. All that and more on
From Where We Are.
But first, here are some of today's news headlines.
Earlier this week, Madagascar President Andry Rajoelina fled the country after weeks of Gen Z-led protests. While originally protesting against frequent water and power cuts, which claimed the lives of 20 people, the protests evolved to address widespread government corruption and dissatisfaction with Rajoelina's leadership. Following the dissolution of the existing government and Rajoelina's impeachment, a military-led coup set up a transitory government, which a spokesperson stated would last no longer than 2 years. This is the latest in a slew of Gen Z-led protests against government corruption, with previous protests including those in Sri Lanka, Nepal, Mongolia, and Bangladesh.
USC has officially rejected President Trump's so-called Compact for Academic Excellence. The university joined Brown, MIT, and UPenn in saying no to a deal that would have given 9 elite schools federal funding perks in exchange for adopting ideologically conservative practices. USC's interim president, Byung-Soo Kim, said in an email statement, quote, "Although USC has declined to join the proposed compact, we look forward to contributing our perspectives, insight, and Trojan values to an important national conversation about the future of higher education. The compact would have required a number of changes, including a 15% cap on international student admissions, gendered bathrooms, and an end to DEI initiatives. We will have more on this later on the show."
Governor Gavin Newsom announced a new partnership with Civica RX to provide lower costs for insulin. The drug is used for regulating blood sugar levels in diabetic patients. Newsom stated in his new partnership that insulin prices will be lowered to $11 in an effort to make medicine easily accessible for patients. This new plan aims to help consumers no longer carry the financial burden that comes with purchasing necessary medicine.
I grew up a little girl with
Grammy-winning singer-songwriter Solange Knowles just joined USC as a scholar-in-residence at the Fordham School of Music. Fordham Dean Jason King announced this during a conversation with the R&B singer as a part of the school's quote, Beyond Category series. Knowles will be teaching a class in fall 2027, tentatively titled Records of Discovery, Methodologies for Music and Cultural Curatorial Practices.
make my earthquake. Oh, make my earthquake. Riding around and they'll be shaking me up and it's making my heart break. Make my earthquake.
Every October, USC participates in the Great Shakeout Earthquake Drill, a routine that prioritizes the safety and emergency preparedness of the community. Lillian Matthews has the story.
On Thursday morning at approximately 10:16 a.m., USC was shook to its core during the Great Shakeout Earthquake Drill. As an annual part of their emergency management program, the exercise is intended to prepare students, faculty, and staff for a real earthquake if one were to occur during the school year. Locations across campus participated in the statewide drill, and signs were placed in well-trafficked areas to inform the community of the simulation. Flyers for the event also encouraged students to secure home furnishings and obtain an emergency kit in case of an actual natural disaster.
Okay, everybody, this is the Great Shakeout Drill. We are having a very large earthquake right now. I need everyone to drop, hold, and cover, and stay there until the earthquake ends, please.
That's Sarah Rose Meredith, the manager of the Annenberg Media Center. She ensured that all persons present were aware of the drill prior to its execution and announced it at the designated start time. Nora Riccozzi, a junior journalism major from Chicago, experienced her first earthquake drill while working her community reporting shift in the media center.
Literally 2 seconds before it started, I was actually talking with my friend who is from Seattle, so she also gets earthquakes. And I was saying, well, I've done tornado drills before, but I've never done an earthquake drill. And she was like, that's so funny because I've never done a tornado drill. I've only done earthquake drills. So I actually had to ask, like, what do we even do? What do you do during an earthquake? I've never done it before.
Studies by seismologists suggest that Southern California is overdue for the big one, a major earthquake known as a super shear. During fault ruptures, these quakes create larger shockwaves and have massively higher potential for destruction. Rakotsi has her doubts.
Admittedly, I don't know that much about earthquakes, but I do think that, we have a climate crisis and that, shifting fault lines and such is totally a thing. I don't know that it necessarily would be like a big one, but I do know that earthquakes have just been getting worse recently. All I know is I hope we're prepared when it happens.
Students also received a text message at 10:15 a.m. from the Trojan Alert System that read, "Drill. Drop, cover, and hold on now. USC is participating in the Great Shakeout, an International Earthquake Preparedness Day." The drill lasted less than 5 minutes, and participants made it out alive thanks to the absence of an actual quake.
Okay, guys, that's the end of the earthquake. Everyone survived. I'm so happy for you guys. Thank you.
The Earthquake Country Alliance hopes to make a seismic impact on Southern Californians in order to keep them safe in the event of an emergency. More information about their earthquake readiness campaign can be found on www.shakeout.org or on the USC Emergency Procedures website. Stay safe, SC. For Annenberg Media, I'm Lillian Matthews.
The Los Angeles Urban League hosted their annual State of Black LA conference at USC in the Town and Gown Ballroom this morning. The symposium hosted data, presentations, and panel discussions centered around the movement's theme, Black and Brown Solidarity in LA. Zia Siriani has the story.
Earlier this morning, the prestigious State of Black LA conference was led by the Los Angeles Urban League on campus at the USC Town and Gown Ballroom. This annual forum hosted various leaders and changemakers from across the Los Angeles community, including big names like LA Mayor Karen Bass, Executive Editor of the LA Sentinel, Danny Bakewell Jr., and Executive Director of LA County's Anti-Racism, Diversity, and Inclusion Initiative, Dr. D'Artagnan Scorza. All of these pioneering individuals dove into deep discussion on a multitude of issues plaguing the Black and Brown communities in LA. Dr. Scorza highlighted his main concerns.
So if we think about this in terms of what many folk are dealing with right now on the ground in our communities, often it's, economic opportunity, right? Like folk are struggling to make ends meet. They're struggling to pay their rent. They're struggling to keep the lights on. A lot of folk are upset. Their jobs are not keeping up with the cost of living. Our wages have stagnated. There's more wealth concentrated into fewer hands.
But economics are not the only issue many LA citizens hope to fix. There are others too, like health, education, resources, immigration, and equality issues in the workforce. Many organizations partner with this annual event because of what the LA Urban League stands for and the publicity it gets for bettering change in minority communities. Joshua Ford of the Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Sciences works in their social media department, and he spoke of the benefits of having these conversations.
I would say just putting us out there and also just bringing awareness to Charles Drew. A lot of people know about it, but they don't know about our school as well. And us being at the forefront of an event like this can put us on the map even more, give us more exposure and let people know there's greater resources out there for HIV prevention, HIV care, and just bring awareness and outreach. And that's what I do.
This event not only brings up the issues and ongoing problems, but the panel also advocates for change and inspires all citizens to get involved in pursuing positive action. Scorza sees these young generations as the new forefront for positive change. He said,
Students are often the leaders of our movements. If you go back and you look at our history, students were the ones who stood up to make sure that we fought for justice.
From events like this one, change is inevitable, with the right leaders and strong voices. But in order for problems to be solved, everyone's voice matters, no matter your age, ethnicity, or background. To everyone out there with their own cause in mind, use your voice, for it's the most important weapon you'll ever own. For Annenberg Media, I'm Zia Siriani.
I'm Liam Wadey. We're glad you're with us for From Where We Are.
And I'm Aditya Thiag. It's 16 minutes past the hour. Coming up, we take a look at USC's 5th annual Lead On Conference, practice our best runway walk for the 2025 Victoria's Secret show, and sit down with USG to discuss USC's rejection of President Trump's compact letter. Stay with us. The iconic Victoria's Secret fashion show returned last night for the second time since the revival. Angels from all over gathered around their screens for a dose of fashion and nostalgia. Anna Sussman has the story.
Last night, angels from around the world descended in New York City for the 2025 Victoria's Secret fashion show. This show marks the second year of the show's revival after a 6-year pause in 2018. Models range from the classics like Adriana Lima and the Hadid sisters to renowned athletes like WNBA star Angel Reese and the Olympic gymnast Sunisa Lee. Before, the show exclusively featured supermodel body types, but this year's edition demonstrates the show is moving towards a wider representation. Maria Arizeda, a freshman majoring in business administration, says she likes that women of all types, especially female athletes, now get to rock the iconic VS wings.
I think it just shows that anyone can be a model and that there isn't like one necessarily specific type of pretty.
Also sharing the runway were musicians like Madison Beer, Karol G, and Missy Elliott. Influencers like Brazilian TikTok sensation Gabby Moura also made appearances. To set the tone of the show's increasing acceptance of all bodies, a very pregnant Jasmine Tooks opened the show showing off her baby bump in a pearl-embellished fishnet dress. Katarina Pai, a junior majoring in international relations, said it's especially cool to see as she grew up watching Tooks in the show's early days.
She was like one of the OG supermodels, so it was really cool to see her with a baby this time, and she's one of like the most famous ones out of all of them. So I thought it was really cute to see, especially because of her wings as they were like an oyster and her baby was little Pearl.
The more inclusive nature of the show has some fans, like sophomore history major Aurora Ingenito, questioning the brand's values and what it means to be a Victoria's Secret model.
I think they definitely were trying to reckon a little bit with what society wanted, and I think they kind of overcorrected in many ways. I don't think many people were looking for them not to be themselves, just for more inclusivity in who like they are, kind of.
Sydney Gottlieb, a junior majoring in communications, views the shift more positively.
I think it symbolizes, or it used to symbolize status, and I think now it seems like more art to me, just because it's really hyped around like the fact that they're like inclusive now and they like to showcase their different new lines.
Gottlieb sees this year's lineup of models as a reflection of the image that Victoria's Secret wants to grow into.
I think that it was performative for a while, but now, the show most recently, it seemed like it was pretty authentic with who they invited.
It's no secret that authenticity is the essence of the new Victoria's Secret. For Annenberg Media, I'm Anna Sussman.
The 5th annual Lead On Conference, hosted by the USC Center for Public Relations, is taking place this week. Aimed at connecting women in PR in the Los Angeles area, the conference consists of many networking events and workshops throughout the day. Leo Lee has the story.
The USC Center for Public Relations started the first day of its 5th annual Lead On Conference this morning. It's a 2-day leadership forum designed by women, for women, right in the heart of USC's campus. The summit is catered towards mid-career professionals who are looking for the opportunity to gain real-world insight from professionals in the field. Featured guests include Edinburgh's very own Dean Willoughby, creative director of Paige Denim, Paige Adams-Geller, FIFA World Cup champions Tobin Heath and Christian Press, author Samara Bay, and other notable PR leaders. Sophie Shakade, a junior studying public relations and student co-leader of the conference, explains the importance of a smaller scale of the conference.
I think being a woman in communication, in public relations, now more than ever, it's important to educate. There's a lot of conferences that are like thousands and thousands of people, and let's put them in a smaller room. Let's make it intimate, and let's make learning fun and interactive.
Shakade also stresses the need for experience outside the classroom.
I think what Annenberg does best is bring the learning outside of the classroom, right? I don't think what we learn is very stagnant. Our teachers are, industry professionals during the day and teach at night. And so the students who are in the Center for Public Relations get the opportunity to meet these professionals and almost be like, okay, like this is not something, an intangible role that I can see myself in. It's, this is me 5 years down the line.
Tickets were sold for $1,800, and many professionals have purchased them out of pocket. Other co-leader Anahita Mehra, a master's student in digital communications, points out that the event is not targeted at college students.
It's a mid-career professionals that we are catering, so that's why the price is such. Because we are not catering this to entry level or to students, which is why it comes with the price.
Through workshops and networking events, the conference empowers the next generation of women leaders in the PR and communication industries alike. For Edinburgh Media, I'm Leo Lee.
The Ghirardelli Chocolate Company has unveiled a new, quote, Dubai-style chocolate in an attempt to jump on the massively viral Dubai chocolate bandwagon. Unveiled months after the pistachio and roasted kataifi layered confection took the internet by storm, it joins legions of chocolates bearing the name Dubai. Has the gold-flaked desert trend lost its luster? Hugo Turner has the story.
It seems like people just can't get enough of Dubai chocolate. USC students included. Kara, one student customer waiting for her Starbucks order, had this to say.
I like Dubai chocolate because of the filling inside, the pistachio and the crunchy white filling as well. And I also like dark chocolate Dubai chocolate because it has a richer flavor.
But it seems for many, the taste isn't worth the price, with bars usually costing $35 to $50. Communications student Amelia Garza goes further into detail.
I actually heard it last semester in my study abroad in Rome. It was everywhere there, so I had to buy it once. It was pretty expensive, but it was worth it. It was like 15 euros. I did it only once. I was just curious about it, but it was really good.
At $14 for a 4-ounce bag of individually wrapped chocolates, Ghirardelli's price point is still just under half of what the luxury dessert usually goes for. One way to look at it is that it could bring more Dubai-style chocolate to the masses. Here's Kara again.
I've probably only had it a total of 3 times. It's pretty expensive. I've seen people make it themselves. My cousins have made it themselves by buying the ingredients, but that's also expensive because you have to buy like the mold for the chocolate and the pistachio butter, etc. I like Dubai chocolate because of the taste, so if I liked it, then I probably would have it more if it was cheaper.
But others believe now that a major US candy company is in the game, the Dubai chocolate trend has jumped the shark.
I feel it's probably going to start dying down. I feel it was really trendy like a couple of months ago, and it's still like a lot of companies are trying to incorporate it, which I don't mind because I really like the taste, but like every trend eventually starts going down. It's probably going to start going down pretty soon.
Only time will tell if the Dubai chocolate trend endures, or if this luxury item will be cheapened once it hits the mainstream. For Edinburgh Media, I'm Hugo Turner.
Earlier in the show, we mentioned how USC has rejected Trump's compact. So, we spoke to USG President Michaela Batista and USG Vice President Emma Fallon to hear and discuss about the ramifications of the compact.
So Michaela, Emma, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Could you give us a quick rundown of what some of President Trump's biggest demands outlined in the compact were and how agreeing to them would have affected USC?
We heard a lot of concerns from different communities on campus leading up to President Kim's decision to decline the compact. USG expressed concerns over how this may impact their community. We understood that this would impact not only the students, but also the curriculum and what kind of information and readings we expose ourselves to.
I think additionally, outside of the compact, with Governor Newsom's threat to pull state funding, there was a lot of concern as well about scholarships like the Cal State Grant Scholarship that a lot of students here receive. So there were many different facets of the compact that we heard direct concern from different student groups about.
Thank you. And what does this rejection mean for USC?
I think this rejection to me and for USC really just showed me that the president was listening. He told us that he was making a lot of efforts to listen to different groups. I know we gave him our poll responses that had that resounding no from students to reject the compact. And we weren't sure what he would do. We knew there were different options regarding what they could do with the compact. So him rejecting it to me is just kind of affirming the fact that he did take the time to listen to those different groups that he was speaking to and weighed his options.
Similar to what Emma said, I think we're just so grateful to President Kim for being so willing to meet with us and to listen to student feedback. It's clear that he engaged with a lot of stakeholders throughout this time, and we just really appreciate that he took our students' feelings and thoughts into account prior to declining the compact. I think it also demonstrates USC's commitment to its mission statement. Within the mission statement, there's specific language that highlights its position as a global institution, as well as its position as a private university. And I think declining this compact affirms that stance and affirms that the mission statement guides how we as a university move forward.
Do you expect any retaliation from either the Trump administration or the state government because of this decision?
I'm honestly unsure. Watching the news vigilantly to see the different responses that other universities are getting. I know Brown and MIT also rejected. It's nice to see the support that this is getting online. But yeah, very interested to see how that does play out. But as of right now, I'm unsure what the president's response or what the governor's response will be to declining the compact.
Same here. I'm looking forward to seeing how other schools respond, or not schools, sorry. I'm looking forward to seeing how other universities respond to the compact. I know in the past few days, many different universities have been in communication with each other, or students from universities have been in communication with each other and to gauge how all the other universities will be responding. And so I think we'll have a better idea of what this means for the relationship between the university and the government as more universities send in their decision.
Well, thank you so much. Vice President Fallon.
And that's all the time we have for on From Where We Are. Daishalyn Satcher executive produced today's show. Lauren Miller produced today's show. We had help from Tamara Alma-Ayed, Jaden Frank, Luke Merrill, Isabella Bornasian, and Kaylee Bryant.
Our coach is Mallory Cara. Our audio director is Leslie Bearstein Rojas. Grayson Solomon runs our soundboard. Sela Falcons is our live stream manager. And Derek Renfro composed our theme music.
Catch us live next week on YouTube at Annenberg Radio News, Monday through Thursday at 5 p.m. Subscribe to From Where We Are, wherever you're listening right now, and follow us on Instagram at Annenberg Radio. I'm Aditya Tyag.
And I'm Liam Wadey. From all of us at Annenberg Radio, wherever you are, we hope you'll join us again for
From Where We Are.
So, do you have any dream scholar in residence at any school you would want here at USC?
Definitely the big one. I'm a really big film fan, so Ryan Coogler
Ooh,
being
yes,
a
from
scholar in
Oakland.
residence would be awesome. You know, before he did blockbusters like Black Panther and even Sinners, his first films like Fruitvale Station and even his USC film that he did with Ludwig Göransson, Locks, was so tender and passionate and beautiful, and it's something I would love to learn how to make something as passionate and authentic as that. How about you, Liam?
I'm a big reader and writer, so I have to go with Frederick Backman. He wrote A Man Called Uwe and recently My Friend. So if he came to the creative writing program, I wouldn't be mad about that.